everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and I'm here with my dad tonight. So as you guys come in, let me know where you're watching from, and also, right off the bat, if you guys don't mind thanking Dad for being down here recording me, I would appreciate it. Me and Dad had an early start today. We had to go pick up, with my dad's dump truck, a load of greenery. So that's what we did first thing in the morning at like 7:30. We left our house to get some. So I'm so excited, you guys. My house, you know, just from these two centerpieces, which you guys are going to kind of see a little later on, just from those two centerpieces, my house smells like Christmas. Doesn't it smell like Christmas in my shop right now?
Yeah.
It smells so good, you guys, and I'm so excited. So, yeah, I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that later on, but we're going to be designing with kind of a more premium form. So this came from Walmart, and you can pick them up anywhere from, you know, $13 to $20, depending on which one you exactly want. And it has some cashmere tips. See these tips here, Dad?
Yep.
Those are known as cashmere tips. I don't know why they call them that because it doesn't feel like cashmere. But it just adds texture, you guys. And whenever you can work in some texture, I highly suggest you do so. So tonight's wreath was we were kind of, I don't want to say drawing a blank, but I was going to spray paint some grapevine wreaths earlier, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to make something with some Christmas greenery, so I didn't spray paint. And as you guys know, it gets dark here at like 4:30 now. So the plan I originally had for tonight's live wouldn't work. You know, I didn't want to work with a wet grapevine. That doesn't make sense to me. So we're going to do something different. And we're going to work with my favorite ribbon of all time, which is burlap. Well, second favorite. Favorite is definitely velvet. But we're going to work with two different sizes of 1.5 inch and 2.5 inch of burlap. The one on the left has a kind of a tighter weave, and then the one on the right, see how it kind of, you can see the little, I don't know what you'd call it, the stitching?
Yep.
So we're going to work with both of those for some more texture in this design. So as you come in, like I said, let me know where you're watching from. We love to see where everybody's from. It kind of fascinates us knowing that you guys can be watching from all around the world.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again.
Thank you, guys. So we're just going to take some of this. This is the 2.5 inch. We're going to start with that. We're just going to create one loop with one set of tails. Loops can be, let's make them a little bit bigger. We got to create a substantial bow for this, you guys. We're not going to be adding too much. So about 4.5, 5 inch loops, maybe even a little bit longer, with about 6 to 8 inch tails. Maybe even shorter. Who knows? We'll kind of decide that later on. But that's what we're going to create for now. So we're going to come back in with our 1.5 inch.
Watching you work with burlap's like going back in time, Nick.
I feel like, have I not
It seems like it's been a while for me. At least I haven't seen you because you used to make burlap stuff all the time.
It's been a very long time since I've used burlap. But then again, it could have been like last week for all I know because I forget, you guys. But I feel like it's been a long time.
Like I remember that humongous burlap wreath you made. That was,
well, you're
what was that? How big was that? That was
you're talking about actual burlap.
Yeah.
This is burlap ribbon, but I created once, you guys. My very first video ever was a burlap wreath tutorial, and we did that years and years ago. I think I was like 17 at the time. And you know, I got a customer very local to us that wanted I think it was a
48. I think it was big. Yeah.
It was a 48 inch grapevine, and we decorated it with I think brown and red burlap. I think it was a combination of both. I forgot about that, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. Gosh, time flies, you guys. Now hearing that, I'm like, when I think back in time, and let me know if you guys kind of understand this, and maybe I just sound like a crazy person, but when I think of like back in situations, I not only think of like what happened, but I also think of like my like mental state, like my way of thinking at that time. So like back then, I was so excited that I like, you know, was starting my business. You know, people were kind of joining me, and like just my mentality back then is so different from the way it is now. And it's just, I don't know. Does that make sense, Dad?
Yeah.
The way you think just constantly changes. So. Yeah, back then I was so excited for that order. Nowadays, I would not want something that big. That was a lot of work. But just coming back in with more 1.5 inch, we are going to layer this bow with at least 3 or 4 loops of each on either side.
Hi, Michelle from the Virgin Islands. I always wanted to go there, too. That's another spot I'd like to go.
We'll go one day, Dad. We'll definitely make the trip one day. But hands up right here, right now, if you guys are excited for fresh Christmas wreaths. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown. We are going to be doing lots of local orders. So if you are a local, definitely message us. And if I haven't gotten back to you yet, you know, I'll get back to you relatively soon. But we're also going to be shipping all of our kits that you guys ordered. We have 130 kits that got to ship out between 2 and 5 days after Thanksgiving. I think when I made the listing, it was, you know, 3 to 5 days, but we should be able to get most of them done by then. Everything will be done within 5 days, and that'll kind of preserve everything and make sure it stays as fresh as, you know, we possibly can get it. I mean, we cut these trees down ourselves this morning, so can't get much fresher than that. And also, you guys, we have 2 little displays here. And like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about those later on. But they're listed in my Etsy shop right now. And we only have 17 of the sleighs. And then I think 9 of the little boxes too. Right, Dad?
Yep.
That's it. So we don't have many of those kits. So if you are interested in those 2 kits, definitely snag them before they sell because they're so pretty. I mean, who doesn't want a sleigh in their house like that?
1K.
1K. Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
guys. All right. So we have 1, 2. We have 3 of the 2.5 inch, and then we have 3 of the 1.5 inch. So I'm thinking that's going to be enough. I do want to tuck in some berries in between these loops, just because we're dealing with a very rigid ribbon, and we're dealing with one that's a little bit thinner. So when you work with different kind of textures and ribbons, it can make things a little bit more complicated. So to make our lives easier and kind of hide that, we're just going to use some berries in the end.
Someone said putting up a map and painting where all your supporters and fans are. That sounds fun. I missed the person.
Awesome
I'm sorry.
idea.
It sounds like a really good idea.
That is a good idea. Yeah, we appreciate all of our supporters and all of our friends that send us stars. So yeah, that's actually a great idea. I'll definitely look into that, and we are going to do something with that.
Yeah, that's
so
a good idea. Yeah.
That. So what I'm doing now is I'm just dovetailing. You guys have seen me do this each and every night. And for those of you that might be new here, we go live every single night between 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. So definitely tune in. We are here waiting for you guys, creating something beautiful every night. So I think I have 2 tails left.
Nick, scroll back to that last comment. Someone said her husband heard us and said, "Hey, Nick and Dad are on." That was
Really?
cute.
That's so funny.
I went too fast and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see.
That was cute.
But this is what the bow looks like so far, you guys. Isn't that ugly? Hands up if that's ugly.
It's ugly. It hasn't been fluffed yet.
It hasn't been or even attached yet, but we'll get there one step at a time. So I'm just going to take this bow and secure it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find that comment, but that's kind of funny. Thank you for that. So I'm just going to take our bow, and I'm going to place it in the upper left-hand corner. And the reason for that is because I like it there. So if you don't like it there, place it on the right-hand corner. Or what you can always do is just simply rotate your wreath. Place it whatever side you would like.
Becky said we're breaking up really bad tonight. Some people said they're having a hard time hearing us. Is there an issue with anybody else?
It looks good on my end. Let us know how it looks on your end, you guys. From San Antonio, Texas, thank you, Anna, for joining us tonight. I hear us loud and clear, I think. I do hear your squeaky shoes loud and clear, too, tonight. So, just placing our bow here. Now what we're going to do is fluff it out. Sprinkle. Thank you, Linda, for sharing this video. All right, so let's pull these tails apart. Most important step, you guys. You can be dealing with very expensive ribbons, or you can be dealing with very inexpensive ribbons. And if you know how to fluff, it'll look absolutely beautiful. So it doesn't really matter on the type of ribbon you use, as long as you kind of go the extra mile as to really make sure it looks beautiful by fluffing. 1,100 viewers, thank you all for tuning in. All right, so fluff, fluff, fluff. And also, if you are new here, or if you're a viewer that doesn't comment a whole lot, or if you're a crafter in general, I would love for you guys to share your pages. I know we have lots of viewers that have their own small businesses, so if you're a crafter of any kind, doesn't have to be just wreath making, please share the link so we can all check your pages out later. And it's so much fun doing that, you guys. When I'm sitting in bed at night, editing a video, I'm also when I edit my videos, I'm listening to it. I don't necessarily just sit there and watch my hands the entire time, but primarily listening to it, and then I'm scrolling, through all of your pages and checking everything out. It's a lot of fun checking out all of your work, too, because you guys are incredibly talented. That goes without saying.
Someone asked if you had a job before you started this business, Nick.
So actually, like a legitimate job, like working at a grocery store, no. So I've always been the type to kind of create my own job. So, weirdly enough, in my little town, which is country, but not, super country, like, some parts of the country, I actually used to sell poultry and, like...
You were still in high school, though, yeah.
And junior year, sophomore and junior year, I had a full-on farm here, and that took off really fast. Like, that was really quick. I went from, like, 6 chickens to... raising hundreds and stuff like that. So I was like a little farmer. Look at me, you guys. It was Nick's Seasonal Homestead is what it was called. So we're just going to take this ribbon, make sure it looks nice, which it does in my opinion. Hi, Nick and Dad. Don't know your name, so just called you Dad, okay? I love blue and silvers for Christmas. Well, thank you, Lisa. So my dad's name is Steve, but lots of you guys call him Dad anyway, so that's Dad to all of us. What do you think? How's that look?
Looks nice.
You're squeaky tonight, Dad. What shoes are you wearing?
My, what are they called? Asics, whatever those sneakers are.
Yeah, they're squeaky, squeaky. All right, very pretty. So we're going to keep that like that for now. And what we'll do is come back in with some decorative picks. But before we do that, I'm actually going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So here we have the sleighs. And we have, how many did I say, Dad? 17?
Yep, I think the 17 left.
So we have 17 of these sleighs left. Kits, so what you'll receive is all the ornaments, the pine cones, the berries, the 2 types of greenery.
Can you hold it up, Nick, so I can see the sleigh as well?
So the 2 types of greeneries include both white pine or Fraser fir, you know, depending on what we currently have. So it comes with the balls, the sticks to, you know, attach everything, all of the greenery, the foam, and the container. And the container is lined. So anything with metal, you guys, I highly suggest you either purchase it with a liner or, you know, well, I mean, when you purchase them, they should come with liners anyway, just in case, you know, it leaks, which most metal containers do. So that's the first one. Again, only 17 listed on my Etsy shop. That's it. And you receive that. And then we're going to go live December 1st teaching you guys how to make it. And this is one that I just threw together, honestly, like 5 minutes before the video. And where's the front of it? Look at that. Can you read it? What's it say? Happy Holidays or something like that?
I can't see with the greenery. It says Happy Holidays.
How cute is that? So this is a little 5x5 square container. And again, it comes with the plastic liner.
It's wooden.
It's wooden. And this one's listed in my shop too. And you get everything, including your choice of candles. And I forgot to say that about both of these. You can choose the color of your ornaments. And you can choose the color of your candles, which is kind of a nice feature. You guys get to pick. So
well, the sleighs don't come with the candles, but the other thing
the
does.
sleighs don't come with the candles, but the other centerpieces that we sold out of have candles as well as the little square one. So we're gonna cut down some of these berries now, and aren't those really nice?
Yep.
I love these berries. So we might actually, you know what we might actually do, Dad?
What?
Let's try something different. I'm sick of making the same things, you guys. Even though over the last like 6 or 7 months, I feel like we've done a lot of different designs. But with that being said, I still want to create something a little bit more different. So we're going to create a train. So we're going to have a train underneath this wreath. So I'm just cutting a length of the ribbon. How's the quality, you guys? Give some hearts if the quality looks okay. I don't think we should have any difficulties. I don't think I changed any settings on the new phone. But you never know. Technology is very, very weird sometimes. So I'm just going to line these two. I'm going to place one on top of one another. The narrow one obviously is at the surface so you can see it. And then I'm going to lift up my bow and secure it directly underneath, just using the twist ties that came with the frame. So just kind of wrapping them around, making sure that the ribbon is as deep into the frame as possible.
What's the name of your Etsy shop, Nick?
Nick's Seasonal Decor, yes. So only a limited amount. We might have 1 or 2 more kits available this year, but we're pretty much at max this year. I have only 2 hands, so much to do, and I don't want to go overboard. So we might have 1 or 2 additional types of kits, but no promises, you guys, no promises. Just take my tail. I'm just going to have it kind of shooting out from underneath. And we can adjust that later on. Usually when I hang my wreaths up, that's when I give everything kind of a good fluff and make it look as pretty as possible. So I'm just going to leave those there for now. Donna
said, can you order centerpieces ready-made to ship?
So Donna, I haven't listed that yet. We have a lot to do, you know, with locals. You know, I'm still keeping all of my local customers that have been with me for, you know, years and years. So if you didn't know, that's actually my first part of Nick's Seasonal Decor was fresh. I only worked with fresh at Christmas time, and I didn't do anything artificial. So I actually started off doing that way before I started this, like years and years before. I started that when I was like 11, 12 Dad, or so. It's been a long, long time. So just snipping off some of these berries. I had wire snips. It seems like Gaia comes down here, and what she does is she takes something and puts it across the entire room just to mess with me. I swear she does that sometimes. But let's get a close-up on those berries while I get some of my cutters. I love those.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, I like them too. Hi, Jean. Welcome. So I'm just going to snip them off.
I think the last question was, when will Nick be in Dallas?
I will be in Dallas July 29th through the 31st, give or take a day or two, for Wreath Makers Live. So that's where we're going to be. Dallas, Fort Worth, you know, it's pretty much side by side anyway. That'll be our third time? That'll be our third time in Texas. You do something, Dad?
No, the battery's running low, it said.
Yeah, we're going to work fast. We still have 10%. At least, or maybe 20. I'm not sure.
It said 10.
10? All right, we got this, you guys. You are sounding great in San Marcos, California. Well, thank you, Lola, and I love your name, by the way. It's a beautiful name.
Under your phone is where the wire cutters are.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't even see that either. That's
I didn't
great.
see it either. No, but I swear, you guys.
Someone just told us. I missed your name. Sorry, guys. Too many comments. It's just I can't keep up.
But I'm gonna catch Yaya next time and let you guys kind of like see what she does to me. I'm gonna record her secretly, moving my
Nanny cam.
It's not even just my wreath making supplies. It's literally my everything. Not even just me, my entire family. She will take this perfectly fine here, right, you guys? She'll take this and move it there just for the heck of it, you know? But that's how she rocks and rolls, and we love her to death, so it's okay. Like, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but years ago, when I was a kid, basically, I had...
Carolyn Gregory says, sorry, Nick, she'll meet you in Dallas next July.
Awesome! Yes, I'll see you there, Carolyn. But back when I was a kid, Yaya had given me like a box, and I put all of my seeds in it, like my flower seeds and vegetable seeds. I used to grow a lot by, seed when I was a kid. And
I have to interrupt you one more time because Jeffrey said, Nick's fresh greenery and fresh eggs.
That's exactly it, Jeff. That's exactly it.
That's funny.
All right, let's see if I can finish what I'm trying to say now. I forget. Oh, seeds. So I couldn't find them. And Yaya swore up and down she did not touch them. And then, when you're a kid, you kind of forget about things. So, like, honestly, no joke, 8 years later, I found the box full of seeds. And she hid it under, like, a lamp. I don't know how she put it there. So then we laughed, like, really hard at that. Because it's just like, like, what was the point of putting seeds under a lamp? So...
Yaya's famous for saying, I didn't touch that.
Yeah, she's famous for saying that, but she touches everything.
And then we find out 3 or 4 days later, we find the things we're looking for.
3 or 4 years later, sometimes. Yeah, Deb, we got to switch out your shoes. I hear that constantly, the little squeaky bits. You're squeaky. But we're just going to take a little bit more of this. And I'm just poking it at random, as you can see. I'm not really being too strategic. Yes, very elegant, Nick. Thank you, Vicky. Working a few more. Why not?
Deborah says, what are you dipping the berries in? A glue skillet.
Glue skillet, yes. So glue is your best friend when it comes to wreath making. I know lots of people love to wire in every single product. I'm not that kind of designer, you guys. I like to keep it nice and simple for myself. My glue, I've never had an issue with glue. I know some people might. And to that, I would say make sure you're using a substantial amount. Do not be skimping on your hot glue. I really can't stress that. So make sure you're using a lot. And that will really keep everything in place. I ship all over the country, and I never know exactly where my wreaths are going. It depends on, where they purchase it from. So you always got to keep other elements in mind, especially for those of you that have businesses. We all have different climates. We all have different, humidity levels. Humidity definitely affects wreaths. So just be careful with that. Try to make it to the most amount of people that can have it in their homes as possible.
It's basically just a little electric skillet.
Yes, and I posted a link on that. I did get a lot. I actually probably got like 50 messages about my glue skillet today. So with that being said, I'll probably create another post this week so you guys can purchase it.
The wreath frame was from Walmart, you said, Nick?
It was from Walmart. It's nice from Walmart, isn't it, you guys? Isn't that a pretty wreath frame?
No, it's not only for glue. It's just an electric skillet, but we use it for glue.
Yes. The one I used to have was
for glue, yeah.
But then they stopped carrying. We sold them out. And then they significantly increased the price, and I didn't like that, so I'm not recommending them anymore. But the price we got them from Amazon, they were only, I think, like $15 or so. Very reasonable. So just working in some of this, and I just wanted a little touch of kind of a harsher gold. We already have lots of champagne, so let's just kind of add a little bit of a wow factor through the use of these. So we have so much going on, you guys. I am going crazy. And also, Jeff, if you're still watching, Jeff's one of our awesome members. Jeff posted a picture of a rose gold tree, I was watching his live or something, and he had a rose gold tree, and I sent my dad on a mission today because my Walmart was sold out. But Jeff, I know I hate tinsel. I made a post in Nick's exclusive wreath community last week or the week before talking about how much I hate tinsel, and I bought a tinsel tree. So
thanks for the stars, everyone.
Thank you for the stars, you guys. But I'm excited to decorate it because I've never seen a rose gold tree before, and I thought that was kind of fun, something different. The spine and the shoe is broken. Maybe that's what it is.
It's possible, I guess, because they just started squeaking the last week or so.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. You did last night's live, right?
Yep.
I didn't hear you squeaking around last night. I don't know.
I was squeaking the other day walking in the driveway. I was like, what the heck happened
Maybe
to
he
my
has some
shoes?
greenery under his shoes,
Yeah,
you
it's
guys.
quite
Because
possible.
we got plenty of greenery today. All right, so just working it a little bit more. I don't want to overdo it.
How long will the fresh wreath last in Texas, Nick, do you think?
Great question. With our shipping, I usually wait for the warmer months, and I, ship it usually 2.5, 3 weeks before Christmas. And, even in Texas, it should still last well through Christmas. If you live in a cooler climate, New England, I don't know where else gets cool.
Northeast, yeah, it lasts a lot longer. Canada, Northeast, yeah.
Canada, I mean, we're not shipping our fresh wreaths to Canada, but if we were, they would last a very long time. 1,200 of you guys are watching. Thank you. Wilma says, wow, I caught you live. I love to watch you. I've learned how to make a funky bow. Well, thank you, Wilma. But getting back to that, our wreaths here in Massachusetts will last through April. The reason we take them down is not because they, are dropping their needles. It's just because, honestly, we're sick of it. We're sick of the winter, so we take it down. And I've kept my fresh wreaths up till April, but definitely through Christmas they'll last. And I'll have those listed on my Etsy shop. We had lots of customers last year purchase our fresh wreaths, and we shipped them to Texas, and yeah, they held up perfectly fine. But it's something that I can't give you an exact date. It's like going to a nursery and asking how long this plant's going to live. It's totally up to you and how you treat it. I'd recommend treating it like a house plant, misting it occasionally. You could even put it in the shower and, hose it off. Making sure it's out of direct sunlight.
Diane said, oil those shoes, Steve. Yes.
That's right, Diane.
Where can people order the fresh green kits, Nick?
So my wreaths aren't listed yet. I just don't know how many I'll be able to do this year, but all of our kits are listed on Etsy. And like I said, we only have 17 of the sleighs left and then 9 of the other small ones left. The 130 of the other ones we completely sold out, and I don't think we're going to do another batch, but we never know. We might. So if we do, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. What do you guys think so far? Isn't this kind of looking pretty? We've never done something like this. I say that, but we probably have the amount of wreaths we've made over the years by now.
It looks really nice in that frame. Nice thick frame. Looks nice, yeah.
I like it too. All right, our final piece of the gold. That's all I got left out of that spray. Now we're just going to add one more spray of the berry and be pretty much done. So if you guys haven't given this video a like and a share yet, I would appreciate it. Look at how pretty those are. And also, you guys, we are going to be posting about the giveaway on Facebook soon, too. So if you haven't subscribed to our email list yet, we are going to be sending some major updates relatively soon. I just have to figure out when the whole family will be home, with work schedules and stuff, because I really want everybody to be in this live, because we had 3 big milestones, and I'm really happy about that, and, my family's been supporting me. Might as well have them down here for the big, day. But like I said, we're opening up Nick's exclusive wreath community. You'll be able to see all of our tutorials that we've done over the last several years. We have a garland coming out this week. Tonight, I'm doing a voiceover for the 2 trees that we did yesterday. I just didn't have time today, you guys, to finish up the voiceover for that. But tomorrow is going to be the day where we finish that. Today is going to be the day, or tonight is going to be the night that we finish up the voiceover. Tomorrow, I'm finishing up a garland. We have so much to do, you guys. So much to do in so little time.
Yes, he just puts glue sticks in the skillet. Yep.
Yep, I just break them in half and put them in. That's actually Yaya's favorite thing to do. And as I've been saying to you guys, when I keep trying to switch it over, she keeps adding glue into my skillet. But it's okay. We have so many things going out and so much to do that video will come out when it, comes out. So I'm not 100% sure when, but we'll get there. All right, I decided to add all 4 of these sprays. So whoever gets this wreath is getting a very, very beautiful, full buried wreath. All right, I'm going to hold this up after I fix my tails. Who am I? I'll fix these tails. So for the long ones, I'm just going to take them and I'm going to curl them up. That way, they just don't look so awkward at this point. We may decide just to dovetail them and leave them kind of hanging down when I hang this wreath up. Keep in mind, wreaths look totally different when they're on the table versus when they're, getting hit heavy with gravity. So everything always looks better once it's on your door or on your wall or easel or wherever you're working from.
That's really pretty, Nick.
You like it?
I love it. Yeah.
Not bad for a last-minute idea. Me and Dad threw this stuff together on our table 2 minutes before the video. As I said, I had something different planned for tonight. I was planning on doing a spray-painted grapevine, something really different with gray and red, which I was excited for. But I didn't spray paint it, and it gets dark here super early, and it's freezing out. It's like 29, 30 degrees out right now. Probably the coldest night we've had so far.
Yeah, it's the coldest one so far, yeah.
Coldest one. And of course, we had to wake up super early and cut down a bunch of Christmas trees. So I posted a picture of that on my story. If you guys also aren't following me on, Instagram and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, this is tonight's Wreath. We are live each and every night between 7:30 and 9 p.m. Eastern. And I love you guys, and thank you so much for the support. If you haven't gotten your centerpieces yet, we have this one available, we have our sleigh available, and we might have one or two kind of different versions, but no promises yet. We, have a lot to do. So thank you guys again for spending your evening with me. I hope you enjoyed this wreath, and have fun with it. That's the most important part. When I post a picture, whether I absolutely love the wreath or I hate the wreath, you kind of get a mixture of people that love it and hate it, which I honestly enjoy because that just shows us that we all have such different styles. So if you love this design, recreate it. If you don't like certain things, change it up. Nothing is super strategic, you guys. You totally can mix things up. But with that being said, thank you guys again, and I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.